Yeah, but, it seems to me that that's for you guys to make a policy about that. And we'll try to carry it out, but we can't, I don't think we can.
May I ask what kind of watercraft are they? Are they kayaks or are they motorboats or are they kind of combination of?
Well, there's not a lot. There is one canoe that's been there for some time, big and heavy. There are now two smaller boats have been added. They're maybe that big, and they're plastic canoe, kayak type boats. There are also a couple of, big floating rings and some random children's toys, filthy towels, that kind of stuff.
Thank you.
So can we put this on the agenda just to,
Yeah.
have the select board kind of
Discussion.
adopt
Yeah.
a policy or a directive? Is that what you would like?
That would be good, yeah, and then, I'm asking the Concom Commission to put up a sign, and what will go on that sign will largely be a function of what you guys decide.
Yeah, I think we will do that. Okay, we'll make sure that's on our next one.
Do you mind just recapping what Catherine said? Because I have
Yes,
a different link
yes,
out,
yes.
just so people know.
So, Catherine had said that she's coming to us from the, Elliott. Bill Elliott Park. And that's that down on Rialto Road, and then there's some personal watercraft that are being, stored there that are left there, and they shouldn't be left there, and so she's asking us for help to get some directive and to make sure that doesn't happen, because it is a danger, mosquitoes, liability, they're unattended, they're just left there, so I think that sums it up, and so we'll put it on our next agenda.
It's town
Town
on
property,
land,
yeah.
town property that,
So we can't have that occurring.
So do we have the power to, or should we just put a sign there to start, not, I'm saying it's a solution, but to say, no personal watercraft may be stored here overnight.
I think that's what we talk about at our next meeting.
Yeah.
We start to think about those ideas.
so this is
Okay.
during public comment.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll add it to that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Catherine. We appreciate you noticing and letting us know.
Okay, if this gets on your agenda for the next meeting, please let me know.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, I think we'll put it on the next one. You can just assume it's there. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, any further public comment in the room or online?
You might want to give them an extra minute.
Okay, Nettie.
Nettie Harrington McGowan, Lost Pond Road, and town moderator. So as we know, our annual town meeting this spring had no fewer than 46 articles in the warrant, and it continued for a whopping 8 years. I attended several annual town meetings this spring in preparation for ours, and I can tell you that in terms of the amount of articles, public participation and debate, and meeting length, we really took the cake. We
Trendsetting, are we?
did Dolly Parton's 9 to 5 hour anthem.
Yeah.
But, no offense to Ms. Parton, I prefer that we don't do that again. I know this meeting was somewhat special, but our meeting, it tends to be a bit of a marathon, right? And as a teacher, I've spent decades reading research that confirms that the human brain and body are just not designed to sit down and be attentive and focused to important matters for that period of time at any stage of development. So we know that we lose a lot of our voters throughout most of the day. And we know that it is preventing some of our voters from attending in the first place. So this is something that I'd really like to try to alleviate. And one of the things that I've been thinking about is that I would really love to divide or split the town meeting business into 2 different meetings, which out of the last 19 years, we have had 16 special town meetings anyway. So this is not really adding to anyone's workload. This is just making it more predictable and reliable. So one thing that I think going forward, I've spoken to many different Massachusetts moderators, and they have said that many of them do use this strategy, and it does work really well for them. Many use the May or spring meeting for financial and capital matters that are tied to the end of fiscal year. And then often a fall meeting, we could do, and we were just I was thinking about times that are not close to holiday times, so maybe like a second Saturday in November, for instance. And that could be really all of their business. And that could really make a difference in the life of all Shutesburyans, I think. So I think there are a few different ways we could handle this, and obviously all I can do is make suggestions. But one of the things that I was thinking is, you know, you could include a resolution on the warrant at special town meeting, and that way we could have townsfolk vote on whether or not this is something that feels like it would work for our community. Or we could even, you could instruct the town clerk to put a non-binding public opinion advisory question on the ballot for our next regularly scheduled town election. So in that way, we're getting feedback from lots of Shutesburyans to see if this is something that is interested in. But I know that I've heard this suggestion come from lots of different people across the organization.
Thank you. We have something for another topic of discussion. certainly.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that would be a great,
I think that idea has popped up a couple of times.
yeah, so if we could put this as a topic for our next select board meeting.
Yeah.
And maybe if there's, any background that you wanna give us, that would be great. Yeah,
Yeah, that
for
was
our
good.
meeting.
So that one too.
Haley could be in touch with you.
Yeah.
If there's something, some reading or whatever that we should do in advance. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Is there any public comments online before we move on? Okay, nope, all right.
Oh, wait,
Um,
wait. Sorry. Yeah, I would just like to say I'm generally supportive of the idea of splitting the meetings. I think it would be very effective for Shutesbury. So,
We're gonna
and
put it as a
an
topic
agenda
for-
item for next time. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you, Grace. All right, let's review and approve the minutes for July 17th, 2025.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes of July 17th, 2025.
Okay,
Second,
were there any edits or clarifications that were needed?
No, they look good to
okay,
me.
so,
Okay, all those in favor?
Carol, I.
Stalker,
Make peace O'Neill, aye. Okay. And then our next item is to approve a release of liability letter for Walter to do a dive at the dam to clean out the trash rack at Lake Viola. He's done this before for us.
Yeah,
So,
and he and Brennan worked with Donna to get that letter together. Thank you, Brennan, for taking care of that, and to Walter for being willing to do this. So, I move that we approve the release of liability letter for Walter Tibbetts to dive and clean the trash shack at Lake Viola.
Okay,
second,
all right. All those in favor?
Carol, I.
Stalker,
Make peace O'Neill, aye. Do you have it to sign? Does it require all three of us?
You may as well, it's the blank signature, it's the blank space next to the arrow.
Oh, right here. Okay, yeah, we all three probably do. Then our next one is an appointment of Greg Day to the Energy and Climate Action Committee. Gail.
I would like to speak for the ECAC and recommend that Greg Day be appointed to the committee. I don't see him on board. I think our last meeting, there were several conversations with my fellow chair, and expressed his interest in particular in the EV, speaking of the EV situation, which was really what Isaac was taking care of before he, there be a continuity there of that. Sign up.
We know.
Right.
And, he's had some familiarity with the background. He's a student. Great.
Okay, great. Great.
Okay.
Well-
Page 2 of Walter,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for that, sorry.
and then
Okay.
3 copies just for Melissa.
3
For,
copies
for
for
Mr. Greg.
Okay, perfect. Do I hear a motion to approve Greg Day to the Energy and Climate Action Committee?
I move that we approve Greg Day to the Energy and Climate Action Committee.
Second,
All those in favor?
Carol, I.
Stocker, aye.
Make peace O'Neill's aye. Give me a second to sign these 3. Okay. Yeah, thank you. All right. Now we need to review and approve financial transfers for FY 22.
Only have 1 copy, but I'll pass it around. Essentially, it's legal expenses and highway expenses. The biggest was the overdraw for snow and ice. So that's what you're gonna be looking at.
Can you put it up? That last
Um,
one?
Yeah, it should
So
be
is this in addition to what we already, we did transfers
You
the
did
last
transfers
time,
before, the
right?
ones we were waiting on were
Legal.
legal.
Right, okay.
Yeah, we had that one set and then.
Two factor.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing, but it's also gets in the way.
Not very time saving.
So the overdrawn accounts totaled, $11,819. And the,
No, they'd be, okay. Aren't
you
they,
have it? You have
aren't
the
they
copy of it?
47,000? Yeah,
Well, the sources are 47,
so that must be,
right?
The total is 11,819
plus this or not plus that?
overdrawn.
I'm willing to have a spreadsheet.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, me too.
So it shows that 35. They're taking it 35,801 and change from the FinCom reserve and then other budget to make up 47.
Yeah,
So
47.
These
So-
two, these two are these.
So these two are the amounts.
These are the amounts that are
and
overdrawn.
These two are the sources.
Right.
These two are the 11,819 and the 35,801.
Both sources, so I understand that, right?
Is that a compliment?
Here,
Yeah.
probably here, get back to it.
This is just. a
Yeah.
printed-
Yeah,
I'll pull mine up on my screen so I can.
okay.
I don't- but- So the one I just pulled up online, so it's a little different, only has the 11,070. I pulled up the wrong one, never mind.
Oh,
The room, you have to drag it over here, yeah.
That gets me every time.
There we go.
I think that's about as big as I did.
Oh, there's one. Okay.
So the total funds overspent are 47,621.13, is that
Okay,
correct?
all right.
Cause you have
And,
the,
okay,
the big amount from the snow and ice.
and 32,000 of that was the snow expenses.
Correct.
Okay, all right. And then,
The rest was mostly legal.
Yes, mostly legal. We had to wait for a couple extra bills to come in towards the end of the fiscal year.
it's a 35 plus the 11,000 was
Yes.
819, okay,
Right.
okay, gives you the 47,621. Okay.
Do I
Okay,
hear a motion
all right.
to approve the, financial transfers for
Okay,
FY
this is signing. Okay,
25 as
Um,
presented?
okay, I'll make a motion that we approve the transfer. Terminal transfer.
All right,
Second,
all right, all those in favor?
Carol, I,
Stocker,
Make peace, O'Neill, aye.
today is the
29th.
29th. There you
aye.
go. So the finance committee signs off on that too.
Yes,
Yeah,
they're
when are they
meeting,
meeting?
I think either the August 4th or the 5th, whichever is
Okay.
a Tuesday.
Okay, so next week.
Okay, the next is to, discussion of holding a special town meeting this fall.
Yeah. So the driver for this is the packet I gave you from the Hampshire County Group Insurance Trust. They are looking to increase our rates by 20% starting October 1st of this year.
Give me that percentage.
By 20%. So we currently are paying 619,000. And we would be going up to 742,800.
Wow.
Yep. And that we had a 19% increase from FY 25 to 26, and now we're bumping up another 20%. So in order to secure the funding for it, we would have to have a special town meeting to be able to appropriate. And the trust is saying that they will dissolve financially if they don't do this increase. And we naturally don't want our employees or retirees to lose their coverage. So one of the things I have is a letter that our treasurer, and if you need me to go back on anything, just tell me.
Yep.
Saying that he is in favor of voting for the increase to be able to maintain coverage. I have a letter here that he asked, that you all sign. To me, you approve that.
There's a meeting tomorrow.
Yes, there is a stakeholders meeting tomorrow, which I will be at. And they'll be voting on the increase.
They meaning the board of the, or the.
Yes,
group.
sorry.
Yeah, okay, just.
So Senator Comerford is also aware of this. She sent out an email to constituents, that, you know, she's been in touch with the governor's office and trying to plead the case, for small communities. But, you know, the circumstance is pretty dire. And that's a significant increase over what we already had as a big jump in insurance rates.
Can I just ask the question, the obvious question, why? Two-part question, why? And the second one is, what does the future hold in store? If they just raised the rates 19% last
Yeah.
year, They're
Yeah,
raising it 20% this year, that doesn't bode well for
no,
next
it's like,
year to
it's
me.
this, no, it's 40%.
That's-
I mean,
yeah.
it's 40% for this year, effectively.
still-
It's-
Okay, right, that's right,
Because
okay,
it
yeah.
was 20% for this fiscal year. Now, during this fiscal year, they're raising it another 19%. So we just had an increase this fiscal year, and during this fiscal year, they're raising it another 19%. So July 1, we had a
Right,
19% increase. As of October 1st, they're raising it another 19% or 20%.
Yeah, so 39.
and this is-
39%.
I'm so confused about insurance sometimes.
This is our health insurance.
That's what I was gonna say, it's
Yeah.
our health insurance,
Yeah.
it's our
It's-
Part B or
It's
whatever.
so it's all current employees
It's
plus
employee
retirees
Right,
that we pay health insurance for.
so I think Ryan did also say that he will be looking at options. But I think for the time being, his thought is we need to get the rate increase to maintain our employees' coverage. And then we can at the same time be looking at other companies.
So we're stuck. I mean, it's not only, I mean, there are a lot of
okay. Oh.
municipalities. How many communities are part of this?
You know, I don't actually know. well,
There are a lot of people on that email list. When I was
Yeah.
like looking at
The
that.
email list is pretty substantial. You've got Belchertown, Amherst, Charlton, Athol, Goshen, Dudley. So they do represent a lot of Western Mass.
Yeah, a lot of, bigger.
It's
towns,
the, you know, it's the one that, it's their, the larger market helps it to be less, even though we're talking about an increase, having that many in the group help it to be less in the, you know. So, otherwise, it would be more expensive for us to go out on our own, I believe.
Yeah, you wanna have others fun. So yeah, I included in this, there's the email from Ryan, they, being the insurance trust, sent out the data information and then the spreadsheet that's attached. With the meeting posting for tomorrow. In terms of a dollar amount, it's, by my math, it would be just $123,800 as an increase.
The big chunk, the whole chunk.
No, that's just the new 20%.
Yeah, that's what I meant, that's
Oh, yeah.
20%, yeah. That's what I was thinking, Lisa, but. How are we feeling about this?
A lot of money.
Yes, it is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
So.
But in
Well,
Massachusetts, we're
unlike
required,
London.
Massachusetts, we're required to provide it.
They put the Medicare.
Oh,
Mhm.
no kidding. But you're saying this wouldn't happen, we'd have to have a special town meeting in order
Yeah.
to make it happen. So
We'd
we
have-
could
We didn't
vote.
appropriate it yet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We would have to have it in September before it takes effect in October.
Right.
Right, we have to fund it before it takes.
And does that have to be a universal thing? In other words, the 12 towns in this?
All the towns in
have
the
to
trust,
approve it?
yeah.
So I wonder what happens if one of the towns doesn't.
I guess that was my next question.
Yeah. If they, right, if somebody drops out, I mean, then they don't have any coverage for their.
No, and they wouldn't be able to maintain, it. I mean, based on what they're saying, there will be no more Hampshire Insurance Trust. If they
So
don't.
then
get this
everybody would be
increase.
on
They
their
don't
own,
get everybody.
so you wouldn't have the purchase power.
We used to always look at Hampshire Insurance Trusts. Thank God we're in the Hampshire Insurance Trust. You know, that, it seems like that's changed. Maybe
But,
that's, yeah.
you know, but we don't want people to lose coverage.
No, I know that too, sure.
But if you think about it, if ours is $123,000, you can imagine what the
Other
premium increase of 20% is gonna be in some of these other communities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Amherst, hundreds of thousands of dollars that they
Million?
weren't anticipating.
Yeah, I don't know anything in the state of information, GLP-1
That's,
usage.
GLP-1 is the
those
weight
are
loss drug that people are taking,
Oh,
the
oh,
injection. CVS, these are the claims, the prescription claims to CVS reimbursements and such. The the
Blue
claims, the
Cross Blue Shield.
Blue Cross Blue Shield, so that's, you know, testing and all of the doctor's appointments and all of that sort of stuff. Not Kobe's, but that's what that piece is. I don't know what well, some of the rest of it, I don't know. But this also increases for the employee part too.
Yeah.
It doesn't just increase for our part, the
No.
employees are gonna have to pay more.
Under the GLP-1 usage, WL is, what's that mean? See, with the comps, WL,
I think
what's it?
that may be weight loss and the
Right.
other one is a user for something else. I don't know, I don't exactly know what those numbers
That would
are.
make sense. That is one of the big drivers now. of the-
It was at my company's increase because so many people have started using it and it is so expensive.
right.
But if you look at the Blue Cross Blue Shield claims, look at the variance there, just in May of 2025. Of
Mm.
how
Just
much,
in 2 months.
yeah, I mean, it was almost 50% in May of 2025. From 5.5 million up to 8.4 million. That's a 50% increase in the claims. I mean, that's
Why
crazy.
is that though?
Well,
no
it,
idea.
look at here, it does jump, these 2 months do jump the highest under GLP-1 here, so it was,
No,
yeah,
that's 2.8
more doctor's
million.
appointments. Yeah.
It's just. Well, I don't think we have
We
any
don't have,
choice,
we
right?
don't have wiggle room.
But I think one of the questions I would ask tomorrow when you go to this is what happens if you don't get all of the communities to sign on? And I assume that everybody who has town meetings has to schedule the
same
town
thing, yeah.
meetings by,
We're all in the same boat.
everybody's in the same boat.
And that's sort of for now in the future, like what if, oh, okay, we pass this and I'll pass it, but let's say Ryan comes up with the greatest plan in the world or some other plan.
Well, then for
Then we-
next
we-
year,
yeah,
that
then
would
we-
be for next
I know,
town
yeah,
meeting.
yeah, no, yeah, but
Right, so we could look at alternatives for our next town meeting, but we have to get through this fiscal
yeah,
year.
no, I get that.
And I'm sure other people are thinking the same thing,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, we have kind of, we're stuck, we have to, I think we have to, right?
Right.
We don't have a choice,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I agree with that.
and it's too late for us to try to source something ourselves and you run into the same numbers. It'll be
Yeah.
more expensive because we won't have the buying power of a larger group. For the insurance.
Does everybody, the other thing I would be interested in knowing is whether all of the communities offer the same level,
Like 20,
Benefit.
yeah.
so we offer, what do we offer? 75, is 75, 25?
That's pretty standard.
Is
But
that
I
pretty
think that-
standard?
Said 80-20, but that may be. and
We're,
for 25
we at
sounds fine.
75, 25
Yeah, I think
here?
we are.
I'll double check,
Yeah,
but
double
that's what
check that. The other number sticks in my head, but that may be. not
Oh,
right.
and one thing I did mention to Haley is, we might wanna consider, whether we want to adopt a policy here if you, as an employee don't take the health insurance, if we want to provide some incentive to not, if you have a partner or spouse or partner and you go onto their health insurance, that you get
Financial benefit.
some sort of a
Benefit.
benefit. So they did that at my previous employer, but it was a fixed amount and so it encouraged people, and I can't remember if it was taxable or not.
It
I
is.
think it might be
is a-
taxable.
Yeah, it is.
So, but it's a way of putting the cost on somebody else. And, the issue with these municipal plans is they tend to be very, healthy as opposed to other,
Definitely.
other plans, so people tend to get on them. But, we also offer health insurance to people who are, I believe, at 20 hours or more. And
That's correct.
I don't know if that's statutory or not,
That's a
but
good.
that's another thing we should look at, because that's we could have somebody as a part-time employee who's on a family plan, and the family plan could cost us more than that person's making.
I think it is statute. Every place I've ever worked where you had a part-timer, it was always you work like 19 and a half hours. So that you don't go, because once you hit the 20, then you get that benefits.
Yeah, I think it might be municipal law. I don't think it's true for business, but I think
Yeah,
it is.
no,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not
for business.
Can you check?
I will check though.
The other thing is, and I'm not advocating this at all, but I think there are also insurance plans that just don't, they just don't pay for GLP-1. They just don't pay for it. They just say it's not allowable, it's not.
Well, I
allowable.
think if you are on like, type 1, if you have type 2
Type 2.
diabetes.
Yeah, then.
And that's when it
They-
does break it down here, it does
Right.
say that the two different
Maybe they do it.
Yeah, that's why they break it down here, the two different reasons they got it. There is another option, and I don't know if the Hampshire Trust has thought of this.
Mhm.
It's something that I experienced, is my employer, as an example, pays for, they get a higher deductible insurance, right? So it's less for them.
Yeah.
It's less for B, but they pay the deductibles.
Right.
So it ends up being
Yeah.
less, right? So like, it's either
Yeah.
$5,000 deductible and they pay my deductible.
Yes,
For them, it's cheaper.
yeah,
So that could be also another way to do that
Mhm.
higher deductible. We pay, the trust pays the deductible. We
right,
get 2,000 for our prescriptions and co-pays, and we get the 5,000 for the other deductibles. And our co-pays are still $30, I think. I think it's $30. So that's also another way
Yeah.
to save and give the same amount of coverage.
Yeah.
Without maybe the expense of the coverage in this way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have to look at everything,
Yeah.
because this is kind of crazy.
I can read Ryan's letter. Is that
Yes,
helpful?
yeah, that would be good.
It says, the town of Shutesbury, this is him asking for you to adopt this as a
Okay.
select board.
Yep,
The town of Shutesbury strongly believes in prioritizing the benefits provided to its employees while maintaining the necessary fiscal responsibility to each taxpayer. In light of the large increases to our insurance costs, the select board seeks to compare our costs and benefits to other providers. To accomplish this, the town of Shutesbury Select Board requests that the treasurer seek formal proposal for health insurance coverage for our employees and retirees. So basically putting out kind of like an RFP for insurance proposals.
okay, so what do you need from us?
What I need is if you want to do a motion to sign his letter, and then I think we should hammer out the date of when we want to have the fall town, or at least specify a range.
Yeah, can we talk about what else might be on that special town meeting? Or
Sure.
do you want to do that at another
Um,
time, or,
This has been the big ticket for me.
okay,
If we're gonna talk about the special town meeting at next meeting, the next meeting.
okay,
we
we
can
could
talk
do
about
that,
Yeah,
okay,
because it sounds like there's some other things that we might want to include on that agenda.
okay, all right. All right, that's fine, so I'll make a motion that we execute, the letter drafted by, our town treasurer.
Second,
All those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stocker,
Make peace and no I.
And I guess you probably need a directive from us or a vote from us to go ahead and authorize you to vote on behalf of the town to approve the.
I think it's good if we do give her if we give her
Right.
the option, if she's asked to vote, or even,
They think they
convey our
said they
wishes.
want,
Yeah,
they,
yeah,
they,
yeah.
I thought I said
Yeah.
that, the
Yeah.
literature said that they were gonna be looking for a
Yeah.
vote.
so.
Right. So I'll make a motion to authorize, town administrator Haley Bolton to vote to support the requested increase to the Hampshire County Group Insurance Trust for the 20% increase in the group insurance.
Second,
All those in favor? Carol, I.
Dr.
Thank you, Sonia, I. Good luck with that meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'll be interesting. So we'll put the special town meeting date discussion and any other items for the next meeting.
yeah. The only other thing I would add to that is, if we are going to, when is our next meeting? I'm just
August 12th.
August, well.
Do we
So,
wanna wait that long? Do we want to have another one?
well, yeah, because if we're gonna have a special town meeting, Grace is still here.
Mhm.
Grace?
I'm still here. I would like to, if we could decide the date today and not, but
How,
it's
how
pretty,
much? Yeah, I just,
it depends. So remember last year we had citizen petitions for special town meetings, and there's a specific date that happens, but those dates can only be calculated if we set a date, because all the
Right.
dates are calculated by counting back from the date of town meeting.
Right.
But if we have to do it in September, I'm away the first weekend of September, and of course, the first weekend of September is Labor Day, and then there's that, so second or third week of September
Right.
would work best
Yeah.
for the date.
I mean, that seems reasonable after school has,
Yeah,
Got
and do we want to do it on a Tuesday or a Saturday? Because usually we'll do special town meetings on Tuesdays, but it kind of depends on. I know that a couple things that we should put on the warrant. So there's this big thing, and then there's also, I know the Council on Aging needs to get an article on to reduce their the number of seats so that they can meet quorum. And then I really want to get a update to our town meeting bylaw on the warrant, and it sounds like Nettie has some other ideas for stuff we can do, but definitely just to say it's not the last Saturday in April, let's say third or maybe last Saturday in May, because April always ends up being too early.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, rather than,
So if we do the third week, we could be looking at, Tuesday the 16th
Yeah.
or Saturday the 20th. If you push it to the fourth week, you have Tuesday the 23rd and
Saturday the
Saturday the
27th.
27th.
yeah, I think the preference is not to do it on a Saturday, to do it
Yeah.
on a day.
Do it on a Tuesday? So it'll
Yeah.
depend on, why don't we suggest both those dates to the school and then find out
Exactly.
which one works for them?
Yeah, so we need
Yeah.
to check with the school, and then maybe we can set the date,
it should be early on Tuesday, that's the thing Brian would be worried about, is it's a weeknight, right?
right.
It's a 2-hour meeting instead.
I don't think it needs to be a 2-hour meeting, though. It's not gonna be that heavy an agenda.
Rita, we didn't think our annual town meeting would be.
Oh,
as
well,
long as
no,
this.
I knew that town meeting was gonna be, but, yeah, like a 6:30 meeting, right, right, 6:30 to, yeah, 8. Does that,
Do you want me to check with the school?
Yeah.
On either the 16th or the 23rd at 6:30?
yeah,
That's
And then-
perfect. That gives me that gives me a solid date range, and I can start getting the calendar written out, and we'll hear
Okay.
back from the school.
okay,
And then whichever one it falls on, we can always do our own regular select board meeting on that, you know. The 23rd is our tentative one on that every other Tuesday.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
But we could always reverse it.
Okay.
just-
And then-
yeah.
the only other thing I was thinking about, not that we want to encourage, a whole lot of other extraneous, articles, but, you know, I know there were a few other things that had come up, after town meeting was over. I mean, you mentioned a couple already, Grace, about with the Council on Aging, and I know there were a couple of, positions that had not been looked at, in terms of, adjustments in salary, so, we need to talk to the finance committee, so I'm just thinking we need to have enough time, and I just want to make sure that if we meet on August 12th,
Do we want to meet the week before?
Yeah. yeah, I think
It
would
should be fine as long as there are no zoning articles, because those are the ones where you have the most amount of time ahead of time that you need to do stuff on.
Yeah, so, but I think it would be good if we could meet the week before,
Okay.
August, like meet August, well,
Yeah.
August 5th,
That's a FinCom meeting and I'm out that day anyway,
okay.
but I could do
6th, 7th,
7th, be fine.
or
I
the
can
8th is a
definitely do
Friday.
7th.
7th is a 30, the 30th, Thursday. Oh, my good God.
Yeah,
I can do
I think
August.
it's on August 7th, but
The
I think
next
it's during the
day.
day. So that's next week, right?
Yeah,
I think,
next week. How are
You
your
okay?
Thursdays?
I think I'm gonna be in Pennsylvania, there's 12 I can do by Zoom, but it's 7, I'll still be driving.
What about the 4th? We did it on Monday?
Fourth could work.
Monday? Are you, what are you
We could do it early enough, but,
Yeah,
you know, it could be a sole meeting just for this one topic.
I can do Monday, but I'd be Zoom. Okay,
You feel okay with that?
oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I'm penciling it in.
okay, so
Monday.
Monday,
What time? Our usual 5, we want to do,
Monday,
as soon as possible is best for me, but that's just, 5 will work,
4:30?
4:30.
4:30 is good.
Okay. I could even do 4 if you're relying on the person that works. I could do 4 as well, if that works.
4:30.
4:30 is fine.
Do you want me to touch base with committee chairs and
Yeah.
just get them start
Yeah.
thinking about it?
Yeah,
Send that email out tomorrow.
yeah, and you'll have talked to the school by then,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll shoot them an email
Okay.
either today or tomorrow.
That's,
Okay. does that, should that say
Four.
in September?
August 4th.
August.
Yes. Okay. Okay, that'd be great. So Monday is. Yep,
Expected, what's this, in the special town meeting would be,
and then it's September 16th or the 23rd. And so on the 4th, we're just gonna talk about the schedule.
schedule and the
Okay, so
topic
it should be
change.
short.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll zoom in.
Okay. And, the one thing we added to our agenda, which was the DCAM 50% completion review to
Oh.
sign for the building committee link.
Yeah, do you have that?
She didn't, she said she wouldn't be, I have it in my office.
Okay,
You wanna send it, now, and we'll grab it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll grab it. Yeah.
what kind of?
So for
cookies are
the-
those?
Cowboy,
Oh.
they're healthy.
They're healthy. I only eat healthy cookies.
Yeah,
All cookies are healthy at some point.
they're from, Co-op in Northampton.
Yeah, good,
Okay,
Melissa. They're very good.
cool.
They have oatmeal in them.
You know what I mean? Oh,
Healthy. Very good. Were you there today?
we were there today.
Very good.
This could be a breakfast cookie.
Yeah.
Oatmeal
Yeah,
cookies and now for breakfast has oatmeal.
The pages you need to sign are, I think the last two, I can't remember. Did you sign as the, you must have signed as the OPM, right? Or?
No, we're not.
No, we're the
No,
owner.
the OPM scientist.
OPM is the owner, project manager.
Yeah, I don't see where there's a select board
Let me see.
signature page for.
Sometimes she puts it on, or she sent it to you, didn't she?
And then I think Elaine said we had to sign it so she could take it to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sign it.
We do everything at work through DocuSign.
Mm.
The only part of the cookie that on.
Project owners, it's on the page.
Oh,
No
Yeah.
problem.
That's what I told myself.
Awarding authority would be the state grant and then
Yep.
for the,
That makes
yeah,
sense.
yes, yeah. Okay, so do I hear, to bring everyone public up to date? So this is when you have a DCAM project, for the state, 50% completion, you have to do a review and there's a score of the project and there's inspection and conversations and meetings all that go along with creating this particular document. And so the library building committee has gone through that process and with the architect and OPM, and so they bring it to us to sign so that they can submit it. Okay. Do I hear a motion to sign the Division of Capital Asset Management and Maintenance Standard Contract Evaluation Form?
So moved.
Second,
All those in favor?
Carol, I.
Dr.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. There's only one place, so I guess that's.
I think it was only one signature, was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Requires me to print, hang on. That comes less naturally.
You had changed the last name into the letter.
Yeah. I have to change my email address because there's too many double letters. Nobody ever gets it right.
I know.
RITAANSARRELL.
Right, no, mine's one of those six, it just, there was,
Haley, what's your phone number?
whatever you
Please
said,
repeat
I got
that
that.
administrator.
413
Yeah.
259 1214.
You have to get in touch with Walter. No, I mean, Lenny.
No, yeah, we called him, we told him.
Oh,
Get back.
Okay. That's all set for me.
okay, great.
Okay, town administrator update report, or town administrator report.
All right.
sorry.
So just a couple quick highlights. Today we had a meeting, fire chief, acting police chief and highway super to talk about some opportunities from MassDOT for different grants. The grants just fund studies, but studies are the currency to get you to more grant opportunities. So the two things that we're focused on primarily is doing a speed study on Leverett Road and doing some kind of traffic analysis on Prescott Road with the intersection of 202. That's a pretty, I guess. Yeah. It's that kind of road.
Oh, good idea.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're gonna be working on applications for that. They're due in November, but we want to get them in sooner than that.
I'm sorry, did you say the police department was one of these departments that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Participated,
okay,
yeah.
okay, good. I just sent an email to Devin today saying, hey, we gotta look at that speeding, slowing down traffic. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's funny that it's good, it's
It's
good.
very timely.
Yeah.
The state did a decarbonization site plan or site visit last Thursday. So I think that's the step we need in order to get the climate action leader certification from the state. So that's good news. That again opens up more grant opportunities. I sent out the code of conduct and I've gotten a good amount of responses back. So I'm optimistic about that. And I spoke with Green Communities. We're hoping to finish the lighting project at the school before the school semester starts. And boiler is ongoing, but there was no leak in the boiler. There just was a missing roof that caused water to go in. So
Yeah, that's cool.
that's gonna be ongoing, but again, hopeful that we can resolve that before the school year starts. Talked about the insurance trust.
And it's nice to know there's no leak.
Yeah, that was really good news. We were very happy to hear that. And thank you, Frank, for doing a lot of groundwork on that. And Ann. Quick PFAS update. You may be excited to know that now they test for 9 and not 6 contaminants in the water. So they have to go back and redo some of the testing to include these new chemicals. But I talked to Ty and Bond. I think it only is affecting one property, so it hasn't really impacted us. And
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yep.
The next round of testing is scheduled for October, so we can definitely expect to see some bills come in around that for PFAS. Ty and Bond spoke with DEP. Most of the grants are for big communities, not small ones with private wells. So, you know, if anyone wants to step up on their advocacy to the state was trying to put into the budget a municipal trust for PFAS mitigation as a way to help small communities who can't handle this. And DEP also holds regularly scheduled office hours online. So if anyone in the community wanted to go, they could do that. It would be a good opportunity to talk with your electeds. And I just have to confirm with Elena about how she was looking into the grant for us too, so.
This is about getting the $300,000 that they did.
Still trying to track it down.
Mhm.
I got samples for the basement acoustics, so I also gave you some printouts on different funding of the, opportunities. And funding opportunities like expenses for the town, so. It's all about your noise like reduction point, and we have a lot in this space.
Oh, it's
So some of your options would be just like a foam that you can put up, or you can also do fiberglass foam. And this would end up going up on the ceiling. So I have included 2 quotes from 2 different companies, and I did my own research too. Obviously, it'd be more expensive to have someone else install it, but we could buy it from like a restaurant supply store for much less cost. And just get someone to install it for us. Which I think might be the way to go, considering that we want to do other things like, you know, table and chairs, drapery, paint. But you can see the cost breakdown. This is obviously more expensive when it's fabric wrapped. This is not, but you can buy this, like I said, wholesale,
Right.
so. In that exact color, I mean. Really? we like-
They can just-
Is that the size they are, or is that just?
No, oh no, this is
That's
just a
just
sample
a
size,
sample.
yeah.
But that's, so they said it's an inch thick, right? Or 2 inches thick. So it's this thickness. Right, but the panels are.
They're usually, well, they're probably different sizes.
Yeah, they have a bunch of different sizes, yeah. So we would be looking for something, so we can't really count on this wall space as being able to do much. Although I did find an option that lets you, it's basically like a stick-on foam board. So we could maybe do some of that, but you really want to concentrate up on the ceiling in between the lights. And then draperies would help you also bring down the noise. And I learned a lot about acoustics. Pretty interesting.
And did they feel that that would help?
Yeah,
a lot?
it'll definitely help.
Just to have something to absorb it, rather than bounce it, like,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
Yeah, you just need more absorption. So I think between like panels, if you get some of the sticky ones, they come in all different shapes, so you could have some fun with that in all different colors and drapes. And I think that would really improve. And I don't know, at some point, obviously, we want to do something different with the storage here. I don't think metal is really helping us with the sound quality. So we might want to look at that, but at least if we got started with the panel curtains, then we've got a straight
But-
part.
And you notice, I think, as you do one or do the next, right, you're gonna notice the change. Right, and so at some point we may decide, okay, this works for now,
Yeah,
do something, and then next year add to it.
So are you saying that, we could order the panels like not even
Oh,
go
that's
through one of these guys, like order the panels ourselves and
Yeah.
install them ourselves?
you could.
Instead of going through one of these guys, would it be a whole lot cheaper?
Yes,
In there should be a
on the
spreadsheet,
last
yeah.
page,
The last page. Oh,
yeah, web,
okay.
it
Oh,
was funny when you said a kitchen, restaurant supply. I
I
figured it was
used
that
to use, I've used them,
I've used.
yeah,
That's
throughout my
okay.
career, they're very good, and you can just get wholesale all the things that you might want.
Yeah.
You know, they do podiums, they do tables, they do conference tables and chairs and all that kind of stuff. And you can set up a tax-free account.
And they work with small people, because I've ordered stuff even for myself from them.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous workplace.
It is. It really is. So yeah, so for the regular phone, I think it was in the ballpark of like 4,000 to 5,000. And for this, somewhere in the ballpark of like 7,000 for that installation.
For the vendor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the installation seems crazy, I think really expensive, but yeah.
And are these things that are eligible for that grant? I mean, or is-
No, this would come
No,
out
this
of
is our
the,
This is
town
just
meeting,
our-
yeah.
so the 10,000.
The tech
will
was
start.
the tech part was all the technology.
That's what I
and
thought.
the Infrastructure was the grant.
So is there anything we do now regarding?
For the grant.
Yeah, well, we,
The one that Gail.
yeah, is there anything to be added in that grant that we on?
Not for acoustics,
Right,
but she gave a really nice, just like checklist. So it's just a matter of putting in the orders.
What we want, yeah.
She was really detailed in her budget.
right,
Good.
okay.
It's picking all of the,
Yeah.
the technical infrastructure.
Yeah,
pieces,
she did it all.
Like, we already have the TV, but there's probably a lot of other things we don't.
You know, I would imagine you probably want like a new table.
Yeah, I think that even having a wood table in here would help with the acoustics,
Mhm.
because that wouldn't, like this bounces noise, yeah, so.
Yeah, so I think we could do it. ourselves.
Why not? I,
Right.
the senior room over there, the only thing that was put
Right.
in by professionals was the floor, everything else was volunteer.
Right.
Hair out was volunteer,
Right.
the floor was mostly leveled by
Mm-hmm.
volunteer, paint was all done volunteer.
We just have a work day.
You could do that.
The only other thing I don't see on here, and it's not because of, is the white wrap for the pipes instead of the black. Yep, that's on Amazon, I can send it. over.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
And it was not expensive at all, really. And it comes with a nice, like texture that can be wiped down, not the foam, but the exterior had a plastic poly to it, so when it got dusty, you could just wipe it with a wet
Uh-huh,
rag.
yeah.
So it would blend in a little bit more.
And I think if we do it this way, we can include more of the senior lounge, which has the same issue that we have in this room.
Yeah, they even have, they have more, their acoustics is a little bit different than that.
Even I couldn't hear anything. I went to one of the lunches and I was like, it was tough for me.
Oh, when we had your welcome here, I couldn't hear anything in
Yes.
this room.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, that's what after we get it done, we should have a party to test it out.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, this is good.
all right,
This is
great.
very good, and I'll send you the Amazon for the, perfect, for the pipe noodles.
So we're gonna give you the, liberty to be the decorator.
I love being decorator.
Okay,
I've been very successful at being decorator.
yes,
and all
well,
of our teams.
we love your office, so.
Thank you.
Unless Eric, you want to be. the
No, no.
decorator.
You wanna
I volunteer paint,
Okay.
I like painting.
So I think we just have to find, some volunteers for the assembly.
I
But
think we could do that.
We can hustle up some. All right.
We'll put Frank and that, McGinn and that.
Oh, yeah, Frank. Oh, Frank McGinn, definitely.
They're listening
Yeah.
now. They tell me-
Yeah.
Well, they tell me. he's on.
Okay. And then, I had talked sometime before about doing like publicly posted town hall hours, which would be different from when employees are actually here, but so that people know
Mhm.
this is when I can come in. And I brought it up at our last staff meeting, and the consensus was that Monday through Thursday, 9 to 4, and Fridays, 9 to 12 is the most accurate depiction of when you can find someone here
Okay.
working. So I'd like to post that online and outside.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
I'm good.
Thank you.
I have 3 quick things about the police department. So I have 2 more letters here for all of you to sign. it came to Devon's attention that some employees, multiple employees who no longer work for the town are registered with the Verizon and AT&T accounts. And so he needs select board authorization to have them removed and him put on the account. So that's what these two letters are. One is for Verizon and one's for AT&T.
Do I hear a motion to sign a letter to remove former employees from AT&T and Verizon and to give permission for acting chief Devin Pelletier to be put on?
Yes. So what does that mean? Are they,
It's so that you can make changes to the account, and like one of the accounts we can actually close down. There's no reason to keep it
That's the
going.
Verizon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he needs the authorization to be on the account to close the account, and
I
then
see.
everything will be
Oh,
on
okay.
AT&T. So then we won't be paying two bills.
are these other people using the account?
I don't believe so, not to my knowledge, but they're just listed.
Okay.
I second.
Oh,
Right.
Stephanie.
You did, so all those in favor?
Farrell, I.
Stalker, aye.
Maybe Sonia, aye. What was the other thing?
The charge for the police chief search committee. More water and then I'll read it.
No, no, it's fine.
So drafted it kind of based on what you had written for Emmons here.
Yeah.
So the overview is the police chief search committee, the committee is hereby established to conduct a comprehensive and equitable search for the next chief of police for the town of Shutesbury. Committee's primary objective is to identify, evaluate, and recommend a slate of highly qualified candidates who possess the required leadership experience, community-oriented policing philosophy to lead the Shutesbury Police Department. The committee shall report directly to the select board. All recommendations and final decisions regarding the hiring of the police chief rest solely with the select board. The committee will consist of a select board member, the town administrator, community representative, personnel board member, and a law enforcement officer. And I have outlined kind of some steps or some things to be in mind for the search, developing a recruitment strategy, candidate screening, initial interviews, reference checks, background checks, finalist recommendation, and of course, confidentiality. We wouldn't want anyone to be, talking with people about candidates until we select our finalists.
The background check usually happens after the select board not pre-picks, but picks.
Okay.
Picks
you wanna-
somebody. Yeah, that's not part of the search committee. It's
And-
confidential information, they can't.
And is the town administrator a member of the committee or a
Ex
ex
officio.
officio? Yeah, I'm just trying to remember how we've done that in the
How
past.
did Gabe work with her? Gabe was the ex officio.
I don't remember. When we hired Haley. She wasn't a voting member.
No, but she helped guide the
Right.
steps in the process.
Right, so I'm just wondering if we want 5 members with you being the
Ex officio.
ex officio.
Wait a second, I bet I can.
So you have here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 5, but that includes you.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if we wanna have select board,
Oh, we did
2 community personnel. So we want somebody else.
Here we go, search committee. Let's see.
Finance, yeah.
I do love interviews.
I know.
Well, you can sit
Yeah.
in, you can sit in
That's
and
fair.
participate. You can sit in and participate, so
Yeah.
when it comes to the voting part,
Participate.
the voting part.
Yeah,
Okay.
you would be advisory, right?
And usually in the past, we've had, some of them, we had no less than 2 candidates or something like that, so it wasn't just
Mhm.
one candidate. I think that's how it's been, right, Rita, or am I remembering that incorrectly?
Say that again?
That we asked the,
Oh, to recommend
To
to
recommend,
candidates?
yeah. no less than, I think was how it was written. I can't find the search committee for that. I can find those that volunteered for it. This isn't helpful.
Well, I think Eric made a good point about either finance committee or maybe you do another community person.
Um,
I mean, we could keep it as a town administrator, we just haven't
could.
done that in the
Yeah,
past.
yeah.
Yeah,
and I think that was because the town administrator is overseer, daily overseer, right? So
Right.
working for us.
Well, what if you
You're
extended it to 7 members?
How many people were on the town administrator search?
Felt like at least 7. The first time I walked in.
it may have been,
We had the
hang
police
on.
here, we had a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Letters, interest, letters.
There were a lot of people.
One moment there. You were, so maybe it should be a select board member.
Well, no, I mean, we have a select board
Oh, you do?
member, we have community
I missed that.
personnel. Law enforcement.
Search committee posting, me. Okay, here's what needs to be posted.
Hmm.
Go back, it was November. If I go back to November, I'll just look here. Search. Search guidelines.
The thing about the finance.
This is
committee
where Google fails all of us.
A lot of, them, and it is a big department, right? No, I know, and that doesn't exactly fit
Yeah.
for sure.
Term description, get job description. Oh, that's fine. Maybe.
Oh,
No, but I'm gonna forward this to you. It's the confidentiality agreement will tweak, for the members.
Yeah, our school or the.
Oh, that's,
yes,
no, it's
yes.
not a bad idea
Right,
because
right,
then,
They, yeah,
deal
they
directly.
interact with the
Mhm.
school quite a bit.
yeah,
Either, you could say the school community, or it doesn't
Yeah,
even
they
have
could
to be the
appoint
school
somebody, right.
committee.
right.
I think schools and
Maybe that-
seniors are really important to have
Yeah.
good relationships with.
Yeah.
Council on Aging.
That could bring you up to 7. I think
Yeah,
then you maybe
yeah,
get
why
some
don't we do that?
perspective.
That's a great idea. The school
Yeah.
is a perfect idea
Okay,
because they do interact a lot with,
yeah,
or the potential certainly to interact a lot.
Okay, so I will strike the pre-offer background checks
Yeah.
and bump the membership up to be select board, town administrator, community rep, personnel board member, law enforcement officer, school committee, or you know,
school
something.
I think it's right, school community.
Community, yeah,
Yes.
the
Yeah, that
community,
way, then
like the
it's,
principal.
then it could be
or
that,
the
yeah,
office,
or,
yeah,
you know,
someone
I mean,
there.
it's somebody who's,
And then I'll add COA. expert.
yeah,
Assuming they,
Would
Right,
want to,
yeah.
but yeah.
then I'll come back to the drawing board.
okay. That's good.
And I'll send you the confidentiality thing that everyone will sign.
Okay,
We'll put it
perfect.
on there so they know that the given information and that is confidential, highly confidential. Okay,
Do you need a vote on this, or?
Yeah.
No, okay. All right, so, I make a motion that we approve the police chief search committee draft as amended this evening. With the changes we discussed.
Second,
okay, all those in favor?
Carol, I.
Stark, right?
Thank you so much.
That's all I had.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, so now we are headed into our executive session for reason number 2. And I'll read the reason. Executive session for reason number 2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel, or to conduct collective bargaining sessions or contract negotiations with non-union personnel. This case, contract negotiation for fire chief. So with that, do I have a motion to go executive session? And we will have to say goodbye to everyone on the screen.
So moved.
Okay,
Second,
all those in favor?
Carol, I.
Stockard, aye.
Make peace on your life.
Hello, Lenny.
Bye, everybody.